Take a dribble, take a three straight on, no good. Draymond defensive rebound. Leaves it for Paul down the right side, and now McDaniels and Klay Thompson get tangled up, and now Draymond gets in there to hug Gobert away in a headlock, and we've got a scramble. We have security people on the floor, coaches flying all over the place. Klay Thompson gets pulled aside by Chris Paul. Draymond and Gobert get separated. Well, Draymond went after Gobert as if he saw Gobert do something, and Gobert now pointing and gesturing in Draymond's direction. John Murray, Warriors security extraordinaire over there. Yeah, Klay's jersey is ripped. Jersey. And here we are, a minute and 43 in.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Honest to God, as I say, good morning to everybody getting out their graveyard shift. Good morning to everybody out there getting ready for work. Good morning to the overnight dancers. Business is probably booming for them with the APEC event going on right now. There's a lot of people in town. 3rd Street's blocked off. I had to make some illegal turns and run some red lights downtown because I couldn't get through 3rd Street.
And shout out to police.
Shout out to police.
Because I'm telling you right now, the city has never been safer.
Yeah, well, it depends where you are. I still wouldn't walk down 3rd Street. I still wouldn't walk down Fillmore Street. I still wouldn't walk by OC Project. So parts of the city is safer. Let's just say that. But you heard Tim Roy right there on the call. And unfortunately, that's going to overshadow what was a great game for Brandon Podziemski, who's going to take some minutes from somebody. And I didn't think that was possible this season. I really didn't. Well, the kid's going to play. And the kid has a pace to him, but we'll get to him. We'll get to Sarge. We'll get to CP3. A minute 43 into the game. You just heard Tim Roy on the call. Klay's getting handsy with Vanderbilt, or McDaniel, Jaden McDaniel. I always get them mixed up. Klay initiated it. Let's just be real. Now, did he deserve to be kicked out of the game? No. And then Draymond Green comes over the top. And I get Draymond Green's trying to defend his teammate. I get it. I understand it. But it actually escalated the situation. He had a mean chokehold on Rudy Gobert. Anything above the neck when you're playing basketball, it's a flagrant 2. You foul somebody above the neck, it's a flagrant 2. So what did you think was going to happen when Draymond Green did what he did? And again, he defended his teammate. All respect to him for defending his teammate. However, you can't go above the neck. You can't put somebody in a chokehold. You escalated this situation. And with his reputation, what did you think was going to happen? Did you think that he was just going to get a technical and play the game? That's the second time in 3 games he's gotten kicked out. The league is tired of it. They're tired of it.
In a calendar year. You can... Oh, gosh. I know where this is going.
I wanted to call in sick today. I know. Because I know exactly what's going to happen.
I know what's going to happen. People are going to irrationally defend something that to me is almost indefensible because we're at the point now with the guy. In a calendar year, each one of these incidences can get wiped away by irrational, nonsensical excuse-making. Punching Jordan Poole, stomping on Sabonis' chest, getting ejected the other night, okay, for no reason, and then doing what he did yesterday with Gobert. Now, look, Gobert did put his hands on Klay Thompson. I'm sure if we're going letter of the law, you could sit here and make a case that Gobert should have been thrown out too. There's no doubt about it.
Right.
Here's my thing. The whole thing got oxygen and more firewood being thrown on it by the way he jumped into the melee.
Exactly.
And to me, like when two guys are tussling and tangling, that's the way I would put it. It was like a tussle tangle between Klay and McDaniels, which, again, you want to give them double text, fine. But then Gobert comes in to kind of, again, my interpretation's different. Right. Everything's in the heat of the moment. Everyone views things through their prism. I understand all that. Looked like Gobert was trying to pull Klay out of the ways to separate the two guys, and Draymond just went over the top and was pulling him back. And he's got to understand, with his CVS laundry list receipt, it's a CVS receipt of incidences in his career. Anything he does will be put under the microscope, and you are going to get frame-by-frame documentation on why he's going to be suspended multiple games.
So this is, and I can already hear Matt Nahigan, my program director, saying, well, don't let him get to you. But this is the stupidity that we're going to have to deal with today. Comcast Business Text Line, 561. The Bay Area has the most unsupportive media ever. Well, let me tell you something, 561. I work for NBC, and I work for 95.7 The Game that supports the Golden State Warriors. I have a Warriors jacket on right now.
We're both.
But I'm going to tell you right now, our job is to not be cheerleaders. Our jobs is to call it like it is. And we will lean towards the home team. I am a homer. I'm going to lean towards a home team, but I'm also going to keep it a buck. This is how I got the 7 years of 95.7 a game. This is how I've been doing this media thing for a long, long time. And I don't want to hear this stuff about unsupported media. I don't want to hear stuff like you guys are haters, blah, blah, blah. Just look at the situation. I sat there with 2 NBA players watching that live. I got multiple texts from people all around the world, all around the country, I should say. What is Draymond Green doing? And then, of course, we're going to be biased towards Draymond Green. Look, again, he was protecting his teammate. I'm all good with that. But you got to know when you're Draymond Green, a guy has his back turned, you jumped on his back, and the shots are just not good. The images of him flexing his muscle, and he's tracking Gobert.
But as a Warrior fan...
And not only that, so real quick, Shasky.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You understand the history between Gobert and Draymond Green.
Well, they can't stand each other.
So...
Here's the part where I'm going at. Like, the Bay Area doesn't support Draymond. I'm a Warrior fan. They're in the middle of a 3-game losing streak. Steph Curry's out. They need to win this game. They got to win this game. And losing one of the max players on the team who's supposed to be a leader to win the game. Forget all the antics. I'm trying to win the game.
Literally, 10 minutes before that happened on the pregame show.
Yes.
So they got ejected in minute 43 to the game. Yeah, that's all we want to do. Minute 43 to the game. The previous 10 minutes, if you rewind back to 10 minutes ago, before we go to the crossover with Fitz and Buki, we're literally playing a clip from Sunday night where Draymond Green says we all have to be accountable. We have to be accountable.
I watched that.
And then 10 minutes later, he's getting kicked out of the game. That's what we're talking about. He's got to stay on the floor. And it was funny because I talked to somebody at around 1 o'clock yesterday. And we're talking about everything.
1 in the morning?
1 in the afternoon. 1 p.m. in the afternoon.
I'm trying to
1 p.m. in the afternoon.
Visualize what's going on.
So I kind of just chilling, taking a nap, about to take a nap and get my mind right. And I'm talking to somebody, and I say, Steph's not playing today. And I just casually say, watch Draymond Green tonight. Because when Steph doesn't play, things tend to happen with Draymond Green, whether it's a technical, an ejection. And I got a stat here, and I don't know how accurate it is. I'm not laughing, but I was like, watch Draymond. And the minute it happened, I got a text in, you called this stuff. And I was like, no, I wasn't trying to call it. I was just saying, watch it. I didn't think that was going to happen.
My guy put him in the sleeper hold like you would your little brother.
It was UFC 365. I mean, come on, man.
I'm laughing.
What are we doing?
But here's the thing. And I'm being 100%. I know there's going to be a million tough guy in the streets.
This ain't the streets.
Pickup. This is billion-dollar corporation basketball where their legacies are kind of coming to the end, right? Like, you're trying to fight for a good spot in the playoffs of the grand picture of the season, right? The superstar who's carrying the organization, Steph Curry's out. We don't know. Could be out a couple games. Could be out a month.
Now, they said day-to-day last night, so that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, Steve Kerr said the MRI results were good.
I missed that.
He's going to be day-to-day, and it won't be a long absence.
I watched 7 minutes. You threw it to Zena and Festus, and then I said, I can't do any more of this Draymond thing, and I had to turn it off. Because honestly, I'm at the point where I was a year ago, where it's like, dude, can you just play basketball? And that's where I'm at. Like, the star's out. Steph's out. No one's scoring more than 20.
The jokes are going to write themselves.
No, they're no. I need you to win.
I know.
Need you to lead. It's not funny.
Jay LaFredo. Jay LaFleur. Here's Draymond. He goes, Dre, let me show you my version of night. It's like, the memes, the baby boy memes. It was hilarious.
I sat at 7th grade basketball practice, and I said to all my guys at 5 o'clock as we were exiting the gym, I want you guys to watch the Warriors tonight. There'll be some good things. There'll be some bad things. I want you to pick out one of each. And I'm sitting there and I'm going, Draymond Green, in his 30s, as an adult, 10 years into the league, is setting that example for everyone out there. And I'm being real. Like, they're not role models. No, they are. And when you're paying a guy $25 million on his 4th contract with the team, with Steph Curry out, that's unbecoming of a leader. You could say, Joe, he had Clay's back. Clay wasn't going to die on the court. They weren't throwing fists. They weren't going to punch. Now, I understand in a melee, things get confusing. What are we talking about? Stop justifying stupid behavior.
Well, if you look at it again, as Draymond Green has Rudy Gobert in the sleeper hold, you could see Steve Kerr saying, Let him go. Let him go. Let him go.
Like he was
Let him
dad
go.
coming into the living room.
Let him
and
go.
Two brothers were fighting.
Let him go. You know what I'm saying? So look, I have no problem with Draymond Green defending his teammate.
Yeah, you can
But it's
push.
the way you do it.
I mean,
it's the way you do it. The
not only did he
optics.
chokehold
Listen,
him,
when
he
you got to
drew
realize
back.
when you have a reputation
It was just
and the
so
league
bad.
office is
It was
onto
so
you.
bad.
And then here's the problem.
I
what
feel
people don't
guilty
even
for
get.
laughing.
No, I'm laughing because the memes are hilarious. Let me tell you, after that situation, it was hard for me to focus on the basketball game for about 15 minutes. I just kept saying, I can't believe what just happened.
No one had even scored a bucket.
I know. It was the first time since the NBA and ABA merged. The first time since the NBA ABA merger that three guys got kicked out of a game before either team scored. How about that? So, you know what? Like, Draymond's going to get suspended. And I'm going to tell you why he's going to get suspended.
Well, they're going to go over the top because he'll appeal it, and then they'll meet in the middle.
Yeah, they'll probably get a 3-game suspension. And right now, you can't afford to have him suspended for 3 games. Because now you're 0-3 on his homestand. You've lost 4 in a row. All the good juju from the road trip is now gone. You're 6-6, and now we got some.
No, it's not gone. No, it's not gone. You know why? Because young players stepped up in their absence, and that's the part that pisses me off. They robbed Podziemski and Saric, and look, CP3 didn't execute down the stretch.
No, he did. He should have took the minute.
I wanted that win.
Yeah, no,
I wanted that win.
We all
How many
did.
times did I text a friend? I want this win, and I'm watching Moody hustle his ass off, and I'm watching guys make plays.
4 times.
What?
Love this at 4 times.
Because I wanted that game.
No, I think we all wanted that game.
And the part that killed me was that, Dre, with Steph out, you need to step up and you need to be on your P's and Q's.
We saw Steiny yesterday.
And I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
I saw Steiny yesterday right after halftime. And I was like, Steiny, come here. So we're talking Steiny, Mully, and I, and Steiny said, I almost made a joke today that Draymond will be a game time decision based off everything. My boy David Teller had a tweet. Some random dude on Twitter. I don't even know his Twitter account. 5:47 p.m. Steph's not playing tonight. 75% chance Draymond Green gets kicked out of his basketball game. Just some random dude on Twitter bobbing through the hood knowing this. And that is ridiculous. And look, and here's where hold on. Let me get this out.
Dumb behavior.
Let me get this out. I'm
sorry.
3 of the last 4 games now, Draymond hasn't played. Now, he was out due to personal reasons Wednesday against Denver, and you can't do anything about that. Although some people will point at Mr. Fad's Instagram and say, well, Draymond was there. I don't know what happened. He didn't play.
I didn't even go that deep.
I didn't either until people just tagged me and stuff, and I was like, gosh. So then Saturday night happens, and you get into it with Donovan Mitchell. All right? You get into it with Donovan Mitchell. Your team needs you against the Cleveland Cavaliers. You get kicked out of that basketball game. Not only that,
Tristan Thompson,
the whole team. But what made it worse was his Instagram story the next morning saying, I'm going to be me. People keep trying to change me. Listen, that's all fine and dandy. I know the fans are going to eat that up. But the league office is watching your every move. Joe Dumars, Adam Silver are watching your every move. You got to play it cool. And then hold on. Let me finish.
You don't think that they're mad about that?
So not only that. So you send the IG Live out, and then later on that day you play the T-Wolves. And you wake up the Baron Anthony Edwards, who, by the way, Anthony Edwards told everybody this summer, I'm coming at Draymond Green.
Yeah, I don't like
And you know what? This is what I was talking about yesterday, the fear factor. Teams they're not afraid of the Warriors no more.
And part of it, so motivated.
So they're not afraid of the Warriors no more, and people are making it a point to come at this team hard. So then Anthony Edwards goes and starts cooking, and it's like, yo, you poked the bear. You were talking to him, and you said you ain't going to do nothing about it. All Anthony Edwards did was end up with 38 points and a monster dunk over Dario Saric, and they won that game going away. And then last night. So that's 2 of the last 3 games. Actually, the last 3 games. The first 3 games on the homestand, Day-Day's had his fingerprints all over the basketball game. And the sad part is that all this stuff, Shasky, that is going on with Draymond Green is overshadowing his play on the court. He's actually had a great start on the court. Offensively, he's been more aggressive. He's shooting 45% from the three-point line. I think he's playing solid defense. He's actually had a good start to the season. When it comes to on-court performance, he's the least of my worries outside of Steph Curry. But then it's the other stuff that happens and it overshadows everything. So, we're going to take a lot of calls, 888-957-9570. Your thoughts on what happened last night.
And you know what? Look, of all the players to have the thing happen, Gobert's no saint. Gobert probably shouldn't have gotten involved at all. I'm not here to justify any of that. I probably would have teched up Gobert simultaneously. the whole thing was just on everyone. Clay grabbing, McDaniels grabbing. It was all dumb. But Draymond's got to be smarter.
And you know what? Gobert got the last laugh on the basketball court because in the fourth quarter, he blocked wickets twice early in that fourth quarter as the Warriors started.
And in the corner on Saric.
I was going to get there.
Sorry.
1 for 8, 5 turnovers, and then later on in the game, he blocked Saric in the corner. So he had his fingerprints all over the game. Gobert can't play offense to save a lick. He has terrible hands. But defensively, he's a problem. And now Minnesota has won 7 in a row, and they got the game in the in-season tournament, and now the Warriors have an uphill battle to get to to the knockout stage in the in-season tournament. So, look, man, things were wild yesterday. Things were wild at Chase Center. It's unfortunate. Now, we'll get to the Clay side of things because Chris Finch mentioned it after the game. Minnesota goes, look, I could tell they're a little handsy. Chris Paul had a great quote last night saying, you know what, Kirk kind of told Clay to be handsy, maybe not that handsy. He pulled the jersey first. McDaniels pulled it back. They get into it. Hey, just call double text.
Exactly.
But it escalated because my man Day-Day, look, he rides for everybody. I got no problem with Day-Day riding for Klay Thompson.
Yeah, but if you're got a 15-game cushion and you know you're going to make the playoffs, and everything's good.
12.
That's what I'm saying. And Steph's out. Again, it's not just the action. It's the fallout from all the action. He's going to miss time. Steph's already out right now. The team is scuffling. They need him on the floor. It's just...
So